a while ago, a car pulled out in front of me and gave me this scratch. It also destroyed their car. And then a little while after that, a car pulled into my side, a car sideswiped me, gave me this little scratch. And then like 2 weeks after that, a car rear-ended me and gave me this little scratch. And also right here, I ran into a big yellow piece of metal at the marina. These bumpers, they're scratched up, they need a little bit of love. Steven's actually over here with some Raptor liner to show me how to use Raptor liner. He used it on his camper and so far it hasn't fallen off.
Not yet.
And to reward my Jeep for destroying 3 cars and saving my life and just getting scratched, she's gonna get some new wheels, new tires, new fenders, Fender liners, and whatever else someone else's insurance company wanted to pay for. Can I say that?
Yeah.
First thing we need to do is take all of those things off the Jeep. Bumper, bumper, fender, 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 fender. Rock rail, wheel, 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 extra wheel. And some of these things have accessories on them, like lights and winches and backup cameras and trailer hitches. So, disassembly time. We're just gonna strip everything off of it.
Alan wants to strip it. Strip it good.
Well, she's in a garage, so no one will see. It'll be very...
There's some poles over there.
There's also some rugs.
We're putting the rugs in the Jeep, right?
Yeah, this is gonna be the new interior carpeting. Fine Oriental rug from Costco. A minute ago, I got my hand stuck in the bumper of the Jeep, and Steven was like, it's not really stuck.
We have a situation where I may have accidentally stuck my hand through a hole and I don't know how to get it out.
Oh yeah, that's a goner. Good news is, we'll get him a really nice hook.
Can you get me a reciprocating saw to cut this off?
The hand?
Yeah.
Okay. Skid rails are off. Turns out, if you have these, you might want to check them for water every so often because they were a little leaky. It smells a little rusty. That's like rust water, not dirt water, right? Probably. Ring-a-ding-ding! So all the stuff is off. Alan has cleaned it with his handy dandy cleaner thing. And now what are we gonna do, sir? Well, we're gonna do a little bit of moderate stripping.
Wait, why does this keep coming back to stripping?
I don't know, it's the world we live in these days. Lots of stripping. You gotta do what you gotta do to pay the bills. So there's a couple places like where people hit me multiple times, or where tires rubbed against things, or where I backed into a big yellow pole. That we're just gonna scuff up a little bit before we put this Raptor liner on.
Today on Zero to Awesome, we have a box of used Raptor liner that we're gonna use to Raptor line Alan's stuff, because he likes recycled materials.
Recycled.
So what we got here is Raptor liner itself. The kit I bought came with 4 liters of this. I used 1.5 liters to do my camper, so we have 2.5 left over for today's fun. So the way this works is you take your bottle of Raptor liner. If it's a full bottle like this one is, you fill it up with the hardener up to the line on the bottle, shake it up, put it on your gun that comes with the kit, and then you just, spray Raptor liner all over Alan. But since we have a half liter here, we're gonna have to do a little bit of measuring. It is 4 ounces of hardener to 1 liter of Raptor liner, I believe. Don't hold me to that. So we're gonna do a little mix and match and we're gonna hope it hardens up.
Hey, would you like to use my Measure Chico?
Oh, I don't know what a measured Chico is, but it sounds amazing.
This is my Measure Chico. It's a bottle of Topo Chico with convenient ounce markers on it.
What is this?
2 ounce, 4 ounce, 6 ounce.
What is this black stuff? on
Oh,
the bottom?
that is 50-to-1 outboard engine oil. When you have to mix 6 ounces of oil to 2.5 gallons of gas, you make yourself a convenient Marco Chico, Measure Chico. You saw it here first, Internet.
I'm not gonna dispute it.
I'll rinse out the oil.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. One important thing to keep in mind when you're doing this, the instructions say 40 to 60 PSI. You got your nice little air gauge on your gun here that comes with the gun, or at least this one did. And that's 40 to 60 PSI. The trigger. So set your little dial to, we're gonna start out at 50. The pressure will change the texture a little bit. So we'll do, you know, a little testing. So if you wanna dial it down, dial it up, and then we'll just get to spraying. Also, since I'm not done explaining things yet, this is grip stuff. I think the can's changed by now because I ordered this kit like a year ago, but this is to use on plastic, not metal like we're doing today, so forget about that.
The permanent marker on Mixo Chico isn't so permanent. Oh. It works. Kind of smells like real stuff. Whenever doing any sort of detailed paint work, you want to make sure your work area is clean and free of debris like leaves and trees.
I hope there's no bugs out here.
The Raptor liner came out really nice, and we used maybe 1.5 liters. There's still a liter left, so we might just have to find more things to Raptor line. In fact, we were just finding more things to Raptor line, like D-rings and wheel tire carriers. Some of the spots where it got a little goopy, I would wait for it to dry a little bit, back up, and give it a little squirt, and the texture seems to be drying very nicely. So while this dries, the next trick is to try and install the fenders, which are, well, those are an adventure of all their own. I might need a new tool. Rather than use weeny little plastic clips, which are scattered about the garage floor, the new metal fenders use bolts to bolt everything together. And the bolts need something to go into, and they go into these threaded rivets or rivnuts. I think I remember now, before ordering this, there were some comments about people buying the correct rivnut tool. This came with, I don't want to say janky little setup, but something of a janky setup to try and put your rivnuts in without the proper tool. So we're going to try it once or twice. If it works, we'll keep going. If not, probably going to pause on the fenders and go get the right tool to put them in.
I think the good news is you got a new organizer.
I know, look at this sweet organizer. Like, quality. So what we need to do is drill out these holes slightly bigger to fit the rivnut, and then all this is a bolt, a spacer, 2 washers, and a tiny little bearing. And we're thinking, as we tighten down this bolt, it's supposed to compress this nut nice and tight up against the sheet metal on the Jeep.
So grab your finest 11mm drill bit.
11mm.
Do you have your drill bits organized?
I don't know if I don't know if I do European drill bits.
Someone's being.
All my drill bits have American numbers.
So what we're gonna do is take our 10mm wrench, our 12mm wrench, combine the two, and somehow find an 11mm drill bit. This isn't gonna work at all.
No, these are all American made. Oh, I've got a little gauge somewhere, or we could use it. I have calipers.
Alexa, what is 11mm in inches? Alexa, convert 11mm to inches.
11mm is 0.433 inches.
That's helpful. While Al's gone, I'm gonna go ahead and say I figured it out. So this rib nut right here is larger than 10mm, yet it is smaller than the 12mm wrench by approximately 1 millimeter. So I'm going to say we need a drill bit the size of this rib nut. Now, 10mm wrench, too small.
Yeah.
12mm wrench, too big.
Yeah.
That means this is 11 millimeters.
Let's see. That's 10.8 millimeters.
Close enough. That's 11 millimeters.
If you hear Demery say something like, "Hey Alan, why are there black footprints through the kitchen that won't come off?" The answer is,
The dogs did it.
I don't know. Oh God.
So no one tell Alan, but we've been doing this all wrong. So the front fenders are supposed to be installed with these nuts and bolts because you can get to the back side. These rib nuts, or whatever the hell they're called, only go in the back because you can't get to the back side. So all these aren't supposed to be here. But now it's really easy to put these ones on.
Yeah.
The problem is you don't have enough of these.
Oh.
You don't have any more of these.
That's.
But yeah, those will go in.
I feel like oh yeah, that's nice. This is nice.
It is nice, it's just not
So is this side all in?
I mean, because we're not supposed to do those ones. Yeah, this side's all in.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Done.
Perfect.
Let's put the fender on.
So here we have some overnight parts from Japanazon. This is the actual nut zerk or rivnut tool. Pretty cool. I ordered it last night. It showed up this afternoon. The kit I ordered came with the actual rivnut tool. It came with a lot of different standard and metric size dies. It actually came with a lot of extra rivnuts, which is good because somebody used some of the rivnuts for the back in the front. I can tell you this thing is a lot easier to use than that kind of janky bolt spinny thing burn your hand setup. All we do is put the right die on the end of the gun, open her up, screw the rivnut onto the end, mosey on over to the hole in the car, insert. And look at that, nobody's burning their hands. A few more of these to put in, and this fender's gonna go on. That just leaves the rear bumper, which I actually have no idea how I'm gonna get that back on myself. Steven had to go home yesterday because it's a different day, I'm wearing different clothes. New wheels and tires go on, winch goes back on, lights go back on, and then I think if the ice cream store is still open, we can maybe go get some ice cream. And here we have the final product. A nice clean Jeep with freshly Raptor lined bumpers and rock rails, new fenders, new wheels, new tires, even new wheel well liners. Something about 1941. I don't know, I think that's part of like the whole Jeep cult thing. I did have to do one more modification after I put the tires on. a Jeep like mine, whenever you put different size tires on, it can actually affect where your transmission shifts and the speed that your speedometer shows. Before, to fix this, you would have to get a really expensive computer, plug it in, and reprogram it. Thanks to the internet, now I can buy a little $30 plug and a $10 app, plug it in, and the app gives me a lot of control over what I can do to the Jeep's computer. Most of these OBD sensors that you're going to find online and the apps that go with them let you do maybe a couple things like check your check engine lights and read your codes, maybe reset your check engine light. This actually takes it a little bit further and lets me control a lot of settings on the car. For example, I reset my tire size to the bigger tires that are on here so that my speedometer reads correctly, and also I turned off my TPMS sensor so I don't get an annoying light telling me that I have no tire pressure, when in fact I do actually have tire pressure. I am really happy with the new wheels and tires. The fenders, I don't know, they're a little skinny for me. I think the fenders would look better if I had something like 35s on this car. I've got 33-inch wheels. I did order some slightly thicker fenders. Maybe those will look better. Maybe I'll stick with these. Who knows? I am incredibly impressed with the way the Raptor liner came out. Honestly, I would say that this stuff looks better than the textured finish that originally came on these bumpers. And it was actually really easy to apply. We applied it in maybe 30 minutes. It makes me wonder what else I can Raptor line. Not this, I already painted this, but yeah, we should start working on those. So Jeep, from my heart to your heart, thank you so much for keeping me safe and keeping me protected from all those little Japanese imports that tried to destroy us. I hope you really enjoy your fresh paint job and your new shoes and your new socks. Is that what the fenders would be? Would the fenders be socks? If you like what you saw, give us a thumbs up. If you hate what you saw, also please give us a thumbs up. We won't know how much you hate us unless you give us a thumbs up. And until next time, don't forget, when your brother has leftover free Raptor liner, make him come put it on your car. Bye. I would like to take a moment to pass down a little something that I learned from my father. And Steven, if you're watching this, maybe you can pass this down to Baby Awesome one day, so it spans multiple generations of awesome. It's called, why draw your car with a chamois when you've got power tools? So just spray it as if I were painting a Volkswagen. Just aim and spray it. That's what my 1-year-old does. Does he even aim? Never mind, he just sprays it. I broke my pull cord. The car's out there drying in the sun. It's getting water spots. Oh my god, this is an emergency repair. Also, the new cord that I just happen to have matches the leaf blower really well. I mean the car dryer, not the leaf blower.